In many Arizona families, children are told the story of LaLlarona to scare them away from water. Some mothers just talk about her with each other in low voices, hoping that children will eavesdrop and find the stories more frightening than direct warnings. LaLlarona was first seen on a moonlit night in 1550, wandering the streets of Mexico City dressed in white. She was believed to be the ghost of a girl named Malinche, who was sold to the Aztec royal family by her parents just after her birth. She grew up and fell in love with the Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez. But Cortez deserted her for a Spanish woman. Malinche went insane and drowned his child. Her ghost, LaLlarona, the weeping woman, still searches the streets of Mexico City for her child, keening her anguished, blood-curdling screams before disappearing into a lake. In Mexico and southern Arizona, LaLlarona may be the poor maiden Luisa, who slept with a highborn lad and met with tragedy. Luisa lived in an impoverished neighborhood in a dilapidated shack with a roof that leaked when it rained. And though she had neither family nor worldly wealth, she did possess great beauty and charm. As Luisa grew older, she realized that because of her poor standing, she would never marry into money. So she chose instead to be the illicit lover of a young man from a rich family. Well, he set her up in a nicely furnished love nest, and there she had 3 lovely babies. Luisa was greatly happy, and she believed her lover to feel the same. Perhaps he was content for a little while. Then his family introduced him to a beautiful woman of high social standing and great wealth. They urged him to break off his dalliance with Luisa, and so he did. He told her that he was about to marry and that he could not be seeing her anymore. In her despair, she flew into a rage and drove him from her casita. On the day of the wedding, the broken-hearted Luisa sat in the back pew of the cathedral, hiding her face behind a black rebozo. She watched as the marriage procession walked to the home of the bride. Her tears flowed when she saw that her lover looked at his new wife with the same tenderness that he'd once reserved for her. She knew that he no longer loved her. Wild with grief, Luisa left the wedding and returned to her home, where her 3 babies slept. She found a dagger and plunged it into the tiny heart of each child. Then, spattered with blood, she realized that she had committed a terrible abomination. Soon the police arrived and took her away. After Luisa's trial, the village watched her execution, strangulation with a spiked collar. It is said that when Luisa approached the pearly gates, God asked her, "Where are your children?" She responded with a lie, saying that they had gotten lost. And the Almighty told her, "Then you must find them. Until you find them, you cannot enter heaven." Checking all her options, Luisa discovered that the devil imposed the same restrictions on her entry into hell. Her spirit is not condemned to wander the lonely nights in search of her children who float in limbo between heaven and hell. Her ghost still appears on ranches near her village, her arms folded as if to cradle a baby, in anticipation of finding her child.